Aloha! Today Dosi went to the coral reef for the abundant fish. Dosi swam and swam, feeling more fatigued than usual on her morning swim. It usually takes a minute to see the reds, greens, and purples of the reef, Dosi thought, distracted from her hunger. Dosi swam toward a nearby fish. Do you know if the water level rose or has the seafloor sunk? The fish hurried away before Dosi could finish her question, thinking the dolphin wanted a snack. Dosi didn't have time to catch a snack. She had only spent a few minutes in the coral reef before she had to surface for a breath of air. Disappointed, Dosi hoped the fish would be there when she dove again. As Dosi swam to the surface, she recalled her friend's adventure with the ice passage. Maybe they know what's happening. But I am not going to swim all the way up to Snow in that icy cold water. But Lulu lives in Central America, which is only 2 hours swimming, Dosi said out loud, making up her mind. She lost no time in leaving, boating west toward Central America. She pondered the water level and the reef while gliding through the rough water. The trip usually takes 2 hours. Today it's twice as long swimming against the stronger waves. This sure is strange, Dosi thought. When Dosi finally arrived in Central America, she pondered. How could she distinguish herself from the hundreds of other dolphins? Lulu was on the beach shore drawing the ocean, not ice passages, when she noticed something familiar. A dolphin was jumping up out of the water, looking across the beach, then diving down deep. Was it just a coincidence that dolphin was behaving like Dosi? Walking toward the shore, Lulu decided to take a closer look. When Lulu reached the water's edge, the dolphin shouted, "Lulu, it's you, it's you!" scooping Lulu up on her back, swimming away from the beach excitedly. "Now we can talk in peace," said Dosi. "My pod and I can't hunt in the reef. The water is deeper. We can't spend as much time hunting. The waves coming here were against me," Dosi said out of breath. Lulu responded, "I've noticed that the water level rose on the beach too. I don't know how to fix this, but maybe Snur has some ideas. I can take my water plane to bring him here. You okay?" "Yeah, I'll help you pack," Dosi replied. Soon Lulu had taken off to get Snur, promising to be back by sunset tomorrow. Lulu found Snur's village by following a map she drew. As Lulu landed her water plane, she spotted Snur stacking blocks for another igloo. Snur and his 8 huskies pulled Lulu's water plane onto the ice. "Come on, Lulu, we could use another pair of hands," Snur said, leading Lulu to the partial igloo. "What's new?" inquired Snur. "Well," said Lulu, "Dosi has a dilemma. Because of the ice passage, the water level rose, making it difficult for the dolphins to find food." Snur nodded thoughtfully. "We could use your help thinking of an answer to this water level crisis," Lulu said. "That is a problem. Since your magic powers made the ice passage, maybe they can lower the water level too," said Snur. "That might work. Let's go back to Dosi in Central America," Lulu said, striding toward her plane. Snow grabbed Lulu's arm and pointed up at the dark gray clouds. A blizzard was on its way. Snowflakes twisted and twirled in the wind as Lulu and Snow dashed into an igloo. The wind whipped at the snow that was blanketing the igloos. The snow fell for hours as the blizzard raged on. 2 days later, the howling wind ceased. Lulu wanted to leave for Doesy as soon as the storm was over. But when Lulu and Snow got to the water plane, it was frozen to the ground and unable to fly. Meanwhile, Doesy was worried when Lulu didn't come back by sunset, but she decided to consider her options in the morning. When Lulu wasn't back, Doesy decided to swim north to Snow's village. Then she remembered her pod. Oh, right. I can't leave Flip, Splash, and Echo because of our dolphin oath. 3 of the pod have to agree with the decision, said Doesy with subdued emotion. With a high leap, Doesy located her pod deep in a conversation. They were discussing what to do about the seafloor sinking. I know how to fix it, Doesy interrupted. And by the way, the seafloor didn't sink. The water level rose, continued Doesy, remembering Lulu's words. How do we get the coral reef closer? Asked Splash skeptically. With help from my friends I met when we sunk the iceberg, answered Doesy. The land creatures, the one that hunt fish with spears and hooks, who catch dolphins and orcas to perform tricks and ride on them, shuddered Flip. Well, in a way, yes, but, answered Doesy. No way, shouted Splash and Flip. They're my friends. Echo, what do you think? Asked Doesy hopefully. I happen to think it's a good idea. They won't eat us, otherwise they would have eaten Doesy. Plus, we could make a deal where we get something too. But before I decide, what are you thinking we do, Doesy? Asked Echo. Doesy continued about Lulu heading north to find Snow, but she hasn't come back, and ended with, so I could lead you to Snow and Lulu to find out the situation. I'm in, said Echo. Me too, said Flip, agreeing with Echo, who could convince anyone to see his side. All 4 dolphins, including Splash, had to go locate Snow and Lulu. As the pod swam north, the water got colder. About an hour after they started, Flip spotted a group of orcas ahead. With Doesy leading, the pod swam straight toward the 3 orcas. The predators considered a meal was ahead, but recognized that behavior. They had met that pod before, learning never mess with them. The orcas bolted away in fear, giving the pod plenty of ocean for their journey. Lulu and Snow were ice fishing the day after Doesy and her pod set off, not knowing help was on its way. From under the ice, Doesy noticed 2 ice holes, one with Snow's fishing line. Follow me, Doesy said to Flip, Splash, and Echo. As she leaped through one ice hole and into another, Flip followed confidently. That is her style, with Splash and Echo close behind. Startled, Lulu and Snow got up and ran to the open sea to see the parade of dolphins. Doesy, I thought you would never get here, said Lulu excitedly. Ahem, Splash interrupted as Lulu was about to hug Doesy. Oh, this is my pod. That, Splash. Echo and Flip, Doesy said flatly, rolling her eyes at Splash. And this is Lulu and Snow. Pleased to meet you, the pod responded in synchronization. How did you get here? Why can't you get back? Asked Flip, who was confused at being stranded. Lulu came to my village on her water plane. While we figured out how to solve the water level, the plane froze to the ice sheet in a storm, so we can't get back, said Snow, summarizing. Can you get another? Echo suggested, pointing to the plane. Not here, answered Lulu hopelessly. So, the only way to get back is to swim. How long can you 2 swim? Asked Splash, thinking he had the obvious solution. Not all the way to Central America in this cold water, answered Snow, busting Splash's hopes of being the hero. Doesy dove down and back up again. Plus, there's no air bubbles down here for monkeys and rabbits. And no water up here for dolphins, Lulu said under her breath. These dolphins were not living up to Lulu's expectations of Dosy's clever, amazing pod. Pointing at Snur's dog sled, Flip inquired, "What's that?" "That's my dog sled. My 8 huskies pull me across the snow," answered Snur proudly. "Can it float?" Echo asked. "Maybe," responded Snur, not expecting that question. "If I attach a life raft under the dog sled." "Then I have an idea," Echo said as everyone came closer. Echo told the group her plan. Everyone agreed. It might just work. Lulu hooked the dog sled to the ice so it wouldn't float away, while Snur harnessed his huskies and Jules to the dog sled frame. Then Snur got a double harness used for racing against other villagers and hooked up Flip and Splash. Lulu untied the dog sled with all 9 dogs riding on it. Swimming side by side, Lulu was riding on Dozy, with Snur on Echo. Flip and Splash pulled the dolphin sled on the water, which was riding the waves wonderfully. For most of the journey, Jules was riding in disbelief. "This defies all logic," she thought to herself. "There is just no way this should work. The raft should have fallen off by now. It was only attached with strips of sealskin, or it should have tipped over, or filled with water from a wave, or we should have fallen off and be carried away with the tide, or—" "Jules," Echo said, "you are wearing a harness. The sealskin is waterproof and strong. The extra water would just flow off. The sled is inside the raft, and Flip and Splash are pulling straight. So be quiet and enjoy the ride." Jules was unconcerned for the rest of the trip. Snur was the first to spot land. Dozy led them straight to Central America. Lulu navigated Dozy to a quiet spot away from the hustle of the main beach. There, Dozy and Echo swam to shallow waters where Lulu and Snur could get off and wade to the shore. Flip and Splash waited, then, without warning, slipped off their harnesses. Using the momentum of the waves, they both pushed the dolphin sled from behind to get on shore. "What? You could slip off your harnesses? We could have been abandoned, floating out into the ocean, never to be seen," complained Jules. "But you weren't," Flip knowingly said to Jules. Jules was silent once more. "I will go get my art supplies so I can draw the shore to make the water level lower," Lulu said as she strided off, half expecting Snur to stop her for yet another natural disaster. Snur decided to make a fire to cook with, and asked the dolphin pod, "Can you 4 herd a few fish to the shore for my dinner?" "Sure," said Splash. "First one to catch a fish wins." Splash bolted off, followed by Dozy, Flip, and Echo. Flip won, only because she was the fastest swimmer to bring it to shore, even though Echo caught the last pair of fish in one swoop. Snur had the 8 fish cooking by the time Lulu returned, followed by a black poodle. "This is my dog Shadow. He wanted to come when I told him about Jules and your huskies, Snur." "Okay, say hi, Shadow," Lulu said, releasing Shadow from a sit-stay. The 2 pups exchanged greetings, then played and wrestled together. Shadow was Jules's match. Now that the dogs were occupied, Lulu could draw. Lulu stepped out onto rocks that led into the ocean. She started sketching the rocks and the sky, then asked Dozy, "How low do you want it, Dozy?" "Quite a bit," Dozy replied. Soon, Lulu was done sketching the image and got out her watercolor paint. Lulu was done by sunset. When she set down her masterpiece, the water level receded to perfectly match Lulu's picture. Snur's plan worked. Lulu's magic talent did the trick, exclaimed Dozy. Yay! Yes! Great! Here we come to the reef, the dolphin pod celebrated. Bye! Thanks for your help, land creatures, Flip, Splash, and Echo said, taking off to their reef. Dozy dived down, grabbing a loose piece of blue coral and a tree root in the shape of a snowflake. Thank you, Lulu and Snur. Until we meet again. Lulu and Snur waved as Dozy took off after her pod, jumping high in the air as if she were part of the sunset. The friends sat on the beach chatting about Dozy's dilemma. Lulu and Snur eventually fell asleep dreaming of their next adventure, while Jules, Shadow, and Snur's 8 huskies dreamed of running in the snow.